everyone, welcome to Must Read Monday. My name is Dabney. I'm the young adult librarian with the Twin Lakes Libraries and I use they, them pronouns. So today I'm going to be talking to you all about some new books in our collection. We just got in our September order last week and the books are on the shelf. We've added them to our Goodreads list, which there will be a link for that in the video. And this is just a little list of what we've got going on. If you're wondering what the highlights are for, I like to go through the list each month and highlight what I want to read in yellow, and then when I read it, I highlight it in orange. And honestly, if I could, I would read every single book that we get, probably. I mean, there's a few I probably wouldn't read, because, I like most everything. There are some things I'm like, could skip it. But yeah, I do try to get in there and read as much as I can. And right now, I'm going to go over really quickly some new manga and graphic novels we've got that I have read. And some of these are from the previous order, and some of them we just got, so bear with me. Some of these things are coming in later. So Black Butler, Volume 30. Oh my gosh, I feel like I've been reading Black Butler for a million years. It's been a long time, but it still is continually one of those series that I love. So this volume was great. We got some backstory on some core characters, and the art in this is some of my favorite, and I just think it keeps getting better and better. So check it out. Then the final volume of Haikyu. I did not cry when I read this, but I kind of wanted to cry. It was emotional just because it's over. It's over, but I've enjoyed this series so much. If you haven't read it, it's about a Japanese high school boys volleyball team and goes through the epic highs and lows of high school volleyball. And then the last, I can't remember if it's 2 or 3 volumes, does a time skip to a couple years post high school as these players are continuing on in their careers. And I just loved them because it really, as you read this series, you're introduced to so many teams throughout Japan. And you end up really getting to like all the players. It's amazing. And so these final volumes give you a brief look at what they're doing now. And it's great that, all of them are pretty much still friends. They might not see each other very much because they're kind of off doing their own things. But they all sort of get together for this final game. And yeah, it gave me a lot of feels. Karneval, Volume 12. This is so good. This series, it kind of took me, I've always liked it. I've always loved the art and thought it was really pretty and really interesting, but I never quite knew what was happening. There was a lot of unanswered questions, and this volume answered a lot of my questions and raised even more. It was just a huge plot twist I never could have predicted. FYI, this one has a parental advisory warning for explicit content. So I'll just go ahead and tell you what that is in case, like me, you've been reading this series, which was, rated for older teens, and then suddenly you're like, what? There is a little, several pages of a female character not wearing clothes as she films her own little TED Talk type of thing. But it's not, it's not really explicit. It's not meant to be, I don't know. I'm still why did you make that choice in the storytelling? But whatever. So just keep that in mind. And then we've got Saint Young Men, Volume 6. This is still one of my current favorites. It's just so amusing, and I'm like, I'll just keep reading this forever. It's just like a very light-hearted manga. Slice of life with Jesus and Buddha. Who doesn't love it? And then this graphic novel, Alone in Space. So these are different stories by Tillie Walden, who I really like. Some of them I've seen before. I love this part, which we have that in our collection already as like a standalone. And then some ones I hadn't seen before that are really cool. The first story, I will say I almost cried. The first story was pretty sad, but it's cool looking at the art and the different types of stories. And, you know, if you enjoy graphic novels and you kind of want something a little bit different, definitely check this out. Okay, and then we've got two more. These were in our September order. Well, I think this one was in the other order, but it just got here. Sasaki and Miyano, Volume 3. This continues to be very soft and delightful, kind of like slow burn and sort of slice of life. And yeah, it's really cute. I also heard this one is getting an anime adaptation. I'm not sure if it's already out or not, but I do want to watch that. My Hero Academia Volume 29. Oh my gosh. Things are getting really intense in this. I don't know how they're gonna pull off this current crisis that they're all in, but I highly recommend if you like, you know, kind of superpower stories. Superheroes with superpowers. This one's great, and I also kind of like sort of the redemption arc that's going on with some of the characters too. Like character growth, you love to see it. Okay, then jumping into some new books. This one I just wanted to show you. I talked about this in a previous video, A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee, but we just got it. I think, yeah, I'd read an ARC, Advanced Reader's Copy of it, and I was so excited I had to talk about it right then, but we only just got the book, and it's got this gorgeous cover. It's really good. It's, if you didn't watch the video, it's dark academia, all girls boarding school, murder, witchcraft, conspiracy, really smart girls making bad decisions. It was really good. I liked it a lot. What else? This is one that was in our July-August cart, but I only just read it. Anyway the Wind Blows by Rainbow Rowell. Look at this. So large. This one does not... My copy that I have at home has different art inside the covers, but this is the third and final book of the Simon Snow trilogy. So there's Carry On, Wayward Son, and Anyway the Wind Blows. Oh my goodness. The feels. Did I cry? I don't think I did cry, but I read this all like last weekend. Like I just took, I think, Sunday and sat down and read this whole thing straight through. It was beautiful. I'm kind of on the wait list for the audiobook on Libby because I want to listen to it and recapture the wonder. But yes, it's, if you haven't read this trilogy, it's one of my all-time favorites. You've got Simon Snow, the Chosen One. He's supposed to be the greatest mage here to save the world of magic, and when the book starts, at least, his roommate at their magical boarding school called Watford. His roommate is Baz Pitch, who is their like rivals. Continually their whole time at school they've been like at each other, and yes, it's a great story. It's if you like that kind of thing, magical schools, chosen ones, enemies to lovers, I think it can't get better than that. It's just wonderful. And there's a lot of other characters in that series who I really like as well. They go to America. I don't know. There's a lot that happens. I'm just going to be quiet right now. Okay. Let's see. So this one, Iron Widow, I did get an advanced reader's copy of this, so I read it like a bit ago. So I'm going to read you, I was totally going to read you this summary. But I just realized sometimes, when I read books, sometimes I don't always know, how to pronounce names and stuff, and I just kind of make it up in my brain, and then I'm like, oh no, I don't think that was right. But this, so I don't want to, mess up the names. This is, so much happening. I was trying to think of what the comparison was. Somebody compared it to Pacific Rim. I can see that. But it's like a futuristic, set in the future, way far in the future. Aliens had invaded Earth and are still here, still attacking us. And so to fight back, humanity made these giant robots to fight them. And so the way that the robots work is they've got two pilots. You've got kind of two pilots. You've got the male pilot who is controlling the robot, and then you've got the female. She's not really a pilot. She's called a concubine, and she's essentially feeding her energy to her pilot to use that to control the robot and fight back. And unfortunately, this process kills almost all of the concubines. They just, it just saps up all their life energy. And so basically you have all these girls who are being sacrificed to this war, while the male pilots almost never die unless their robot is destroyed or something. And so there's a lot of inequality in this society. Women are they don't really have rights. They can get married and have children. They can be a concubine in one of these robots. That's kind of it. But our main character, I hope I say this right, Zetian, her sister was signed up to be a concubine, and then she died. And so Zetian's out for vengeance and decides to instead of getting married her family wants, she's going to become a concubine as well and kind of get her revenge and kill the male pilot who killed her sister. And so yeah, she's got so much rage. It's amazing. And so she enters this world, and not really a spoiler, but the first time she is in this robot with her male pilot, they have this mind meld thing, which usually it's the male pilot, the female is dropped into the male pilot's brain, subconscious, whatever. It's horrible, and it's supposed to kind of consume her, make her submissive. And of course Zetian's not having it. She fights her way out of the subconscious and is facing the male pilot one-on-one and takes him down. and takes over the robot and is like piloting it in battle and basically kills the male pilot. I'm sorry, he deserved it. He really did. So she comes out of this battle victorious and gets the name Iron Widow. Of course, like the powers that be are furious about this, but you know, this was all recorded on like live TV, so the word is out. And this is her story of basically kind of like becoming a power unto herself, and trying to like overthrow this like super corrupt system and like take over. And this is the first in a series. I'm just like kind of just skimming the surface here. There's a lot going on. It's really intense. I'd say like probably for older teen readers. Yeah, it's like really cool world building. And also, I didn't say this, but this is like a reimagining of characters from like Chinese history. So it's really cool. Definitely check out the authors, like YouTube and Twitter. Lots of great videos and content there about Chinese history. So yeah, Iron Widow, very, I don't know, like mind-blowing, really cool. There's a lot. It just blew my mind. So yeah, it's like people compare it to Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim is very like, has a very nice, balanced piloting system with like equality. That's not the case in this world, but you know what? Zetian's there to set it right. Okay. I'm not going to go that much in depth with this because this is book 2 of a series, the Bloodright trilogy, Oaths of Legacy. The first book is Bonds of Brass. And the reason I'm not going to read you the summary of this is just in case you didn't read book 1 and you want to. So this is another like science fiction book, but this one is set in space. There are like different empires ruling planets, you know. Somebody called this like a space opera. That's true. And you've got 2 boys who were roommates in this like, you know, military training program. You've got Gao and Etienne. So Etienne is the narrator of the first book, and then Gao is the narrator of the second book. And so in the first book, just to kind of set you up, you know, they've been roommates, best friends, kind of like they both like each other, but they haven't said anything or done anything. And then someone tries to kill Gao during like one of their flying exercises, and they come to find out Gao is like the heir to the current ruling empire, and he has to like go on the run. And Etienne, of course, is like shocked to find this because he is from one of the empires that had been conquered, and like because of that, he had like his parents had been killed. He had grown up in like really bad circumstances, had a really hard time of it, very traumatizing. And then to find out that his best friend, the boy he likes, is heir to that empire is kind of like, what? Kind of throws him for a loop. So that's sort of them kind of being thrown together on the run, trying to figure things out. And book 2 picks up where book 1 left off. And I'm not going to say how that left off because it was a huge, huge plot twist. So yes, if you like kind of the like sci-fi, space, like space politics, plot twists, betrayals, friendship, complicated emotions, angst, you know, check that out. Okay, then that's kind of some books I've read. Really quick, I am currently listening to Redemptor. This is book 2 in the Raybearer series. I'm like 3 hours into the audiobook, which I checked out on Libby, and I listened to Raybearer on like Libby as well. I think it was Libby or Hoopla, because, and I think the audiobooks for this are so good. I think it was during a time when like I was having a hard time focusing on like a book when I read it, so I did the audiobook. And first of all, these covers are so gorgeous. This is a really fantastic series. It's a fantasy series, and the main character is Tarisai, and so, oh wait, this is the final book. Oh my gosh. I just read on there that this is a duology and this is the final book, so there's not going to be any more. That makes me sad. But yeah, Tarisai, she was raised by, well, she was raised by her mother to have this goal of killing the emperor's heir. And she was like kind of mind controlled by her mom. Like her mom gave her an order and she basically had to follow through. So she's like sent as a child to like the capital with all these other children who are being kind of like interviewed to be the heir's like future companions. There's like this whole magical system going on, and it's like the emperor, his companions basically keep him safe. That's just a very short summary of it. And so Tarisai is like been sent in to infiltrate, become one of his companions, and then eventually betray and kill him. But of course she doesn't want to do that. Like she's being compelled by her mother to do that. And so the first book is, you know, about, the first little part is like her childhood there, and then it, you know, time skips to when she's older and finally being anointed to be one of these companions. So there's like lots of great characters in these books. The world building is really cool. I just think it's like a very unique fantasy, and I like it a lot. I like Tarisai a lot. Alright, so we have been in this video for a long time. Sorry. Just wanted to show you 2 books that are on my to-read list from the September order. Time Will Tell by Barry Lyga. So I am a big fan of his books, especially the I Hunt Killers series trilogy. So this one is like, again, got some murder to it. It's like, I'm just excited for it. And then Before We Disappear by Sean David Hutchinson. I will read basically every Sean David Hutchinson book ever. I say that, and I still haven't read 2 of his other books, though. But this one I am very excited about. I think this is his first fantasy with like magic. I'm here for it. So yes, those are the books I've been reading or want to read or will read, and I hope you all get a chance to come to the library and check out some of these new books, or if you can't do that, go on Libby, Hoopla, find them there. And yeah, that's it for today. Just a reminder, we have another episode coming up this Wednesday, which is going to be some Halloween crafts. It's a take-home craft. And just a reminder, if you have not signed up for a teen book box, if you want one for October, you still have this week to sign up for that, or you could wait for November and sign up for a November box. I love putting together teen book boxes. It's like one of my favorite things, so please sign up for that. I'll have a link in the video notes. Okay, I will talk to you all later. Happy reading. Bye.